Hello everybody, my name is Cousin. Nice to meet you. This is part of my 365-day daily challenge, speaking English for 30 minutes straight using total stack questions. No script, just spontaneous answers, just like the real exam. Let's get started. Again, I'm feeling low today too. Yeah, anyway, just ignore it. Today is day 187. 187. 87. Yeah, my energy is low right now. Okay, yesterday's question was what is your favorite way to study? Maybe yesterday's, yeah. Anyway, uh, I I couldn't do my morning routine today. Okay, yesterday's question was what's your favorite way to study? So I said I prefer studying alone rather than studying with other people, because sometimes I want to say things out loud, like read English out loud or practice speaking. This is really hard for me because I ended up connecting everything to making money. Yes. Actually, I haven't found something I can really focus. I can really be into, because I ended up connecting everything to making money. And that's a reality, you know? We have to make a living. I want to make a living with something I like, I love. But it's really difficult. Anyway, I was connected with making money. Connect something to or connect something with. I was connected with making money. Even if I find something I can focus on and do my best at. I haven't found something I can do my best at. I used to be able to do my best at playing the drums, or playing games, you know. Even if I find something I can focus on, you can't make a living from those. Yes, you can't make a living from those. Schools are places where you learn common sense. Schools are places where you learn common sense. Because students should. The question was, should students choose their own curriculum? But I don't think they should, because they don't know what exactly they need in the future. And also, schools are places to learn common sense. First, so they are not mature, so they don't know what they need in the future. So instead of them, adults should choose their curriculum for their future. And another reason is that schools are places where you learn common sense. So some kind of degree some kind of degree you have to act like everyone else to some extent. To some extent. To some extent. To some extent. Something happened. To some extent. You have to act like everyone else you have to act like everyone else. You need to behave the same way as others. If they can choose their own curriculum, there's no reason to go to the same place to learn. So schools are places to learn how other people behave, how other people act, and how different you are from others. like studying abroad. So you can't understand how great your country is unless you go out. You can't understand how great your country is unless you go to foreign countries. So until you know other countries, you even can't realize what's the difference between your country and others. And pros of your country and cons of your countries. So only you can understand the pros and cons of your countries when you compare with other countries. So that's why studying abroad is very important, because you can know other countries. Like me, I didn't know how great Japan was, but I realized Japan was great after I studied abroad. Abroad. You can't understand how great your country is unless you go abroad. So until you experience other countries, you can't even realize the differences between your country and others, or the pros and cons of your country, of your own country. You can't even realize the difference between your country and others, and or the pros and cons. So only you can understand the pros and cons of your country only when you compare it with others. So that's why studying abroad is very important, because you can know other countries. That's why studying abroad is so important. So important. It lets you experience other countries. For example, I didn't know how great Japan was until I studied abroad. I only realized it after living in another country. Yeah, I got off topic. Yeah, so the schools are places to learn rules and common sense. It's been 15 minutes. Anyway. Okay, next question. Do grades actually reflect the student's ability? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Sorry. Yes, it does. Accurately reflect the student's ability. Yes, it does. When it comes to the subject, you know? That's why, schools remain. Because if grades don't reflect the student's ability accurately, school systems are not meaningful. Okay, let me explain this from the beginning. So the question was, do grades accurately reflect the student's ability? I think yes, it does. First reason is that if oh, I see. Sorry, not it does. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I think yes, they do. First reason is that if they don't, school systems are meaningless. And universities, like schools, already found lots of capable students using grade systems. So I think, yeah, they accurately reflect a student's ability. Anyway, and I've heard that tests are the best way to to best way to uh, best way to let you remember let you remember the subject, because when you are undergoing a test, you try to remember. So that process is so important to uh, to to remember something. Sorry, this is not related to the question. Accurately reflect the student's ability. Yeah, grades. So second reason is that everyone is fair on grades. So unless teachers cheat to 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 assess their grade, every student is fair on grades. So grades accurately reflect the student's ability. My answer is so bad. Okay, let me explain this from the beginning. So the question was, do grades accurately reflect a student's ability? Yes, I think the answer is yes. I have two reasons for this. I have two reasons for this. The first reason is that if grades don't reflect students' ability, The school system is meaningless. The school system. Universities and schools have already found lots of capable students by using grades. So I think grades do reflect student ability quite accurately. I've also heard that tests are one of the best ways to help you remember. Help you remember what you've learned. I've also heard that tests are one of the best ways to help you remember what you've learned. Because when you're taking a test, you try hard to remember the material. You try hard to remember the material. When you are taking a test, you try hard to remember the material. So that process is very important for remembering things. So that process is very important for remembering things. It's very important for remembering things. Related to the question, let me go back to whether grades accurately reflect the student's ability. So the second reason is that everyone is fair on grades. The second reason is that grades are the same standard for everyone. Grades are the same standard for everyone. Unless teachers cheat when grading, every student is treated fairly. Unless teachers cheat when grading, students are treated fairly. Every student is treated fairly. In that sense, grades do accurately reflect a student's ability. In terms of grades, when it comes to grades, students are treated. In terms of grades, students are treated fairly. When it comes to grades, based on grades. When it comes to grades, from a grading standpoint. Yeah, in terms of grades, students are treated fairly. Yeah, thank you so much. I made it to do this challenge today too. 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much. Bye bye.